Jackie said. I just want to say I've noticed in the pages there's lots of fighting going on, lots of backbiting, especially the United 14 Days of Protest page, and that's pretty devastating to see. There's a lot, someone put an article on there about how Christians should be excluded from the freedom fight. I mean, most of us are Christians. I mean, really? What are we going to do? And then someone's saying we should divide into two different groups. Ridiculous. I mean, united we stand, divided we fall.
Exactly.
We have to be together. I've got friends, since joining this, it's okay Henry, it's okay. Since joining this freedom group, it's okay. Or maybe come up here and like hold on to me and speak to me. He's missing me, okay. It's okay. Right. So I've made the most amazing friends, and they don't all agree with my philosophy on life, but that's okay. We all agree on one thing, and that's the most important thing. But this division is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. We can't divide. We have to be together, no matter what we believe in our other part of our lives.
Yeah.
And that much makes the bond even stronger. And the other thing I talk about, and I try and say this without crying, but anyway, following also what Jackie said about people being brain dead and not realising what's going on. What day was it? First day. Day before yesterday, or day before that actually, I bumped into a friend at Linkmater Park. His father's a doctor in town. I've known him since he was this high, and he's coming up to about 40 round about, and got 3 little kids. He says to me, he's come out for a walk. He can't walk very much now because he's got pericarditis. And I said, and I'm also starting to get angry and getting a bit brutal, and said, what from? He said, from COVID. He had COVID. I said, aren't you triple jabbed as well? He said, yes, but it's not from that. And I said, but you don't think that it could be from that? And he said, no, the studies are showing. And I said, from what I've read, what I've been told, he said, more chance of getting pericarditis from the COVID itself than from the jab. I said, no, that's rubbish. Absolute rubbish. All the studies I've read from overseas, and there's a whole lot more studies out there, far more chance from the jab. But he's convinced. So he's gone out for his little walk for about 10 minutes. That's all he can cope with because he's so broken now.
Yeah.
Day before yesterday, the day after that, a friend came up from Wellington who is my oldest friend. When I say oldest, she's not oldest. The longest I've known her, my friend. And she is fighting a mould allergy. She's been really, really, really sick. Can't figure what's going on. She had her house all ripped apart, replacing all the plumbing because of the mould. And I'm going, she's all triple jabbed, and she's put it down to mould. I mean, what? Are they insane? What's going on?
Yeah.
But then the worst one, this is when I won't cry, is my daughter plays canoe polo for New Zealand, and I always watch her game. The finals are on at Auckland, and I'm petrified. She's double jabbed. She had to be to play, otherwise I wouldn't let her. She's in the World Games team and the World Championship team. Her equivalent in the male team, the best male player we have, yesterday was playing his game at 3 o'clock. Chest pain. Massive chest pain on the water in Auckland. Thankfully right next door to North Shore Hospital. Massive chest pain, came off, and they did the blood, straight to hospital, blood tests, and he's got the, who's a nurse here? Yeah, they're saying that it looks like he's had a heart attack. 18. Incredibly fit and healthy man, 18-year-old.
Bloody sad, eh? In
the World Championships team, in the World Games, they're not anymore, obviously. So he got jabbed so he can go and play. Like all the kids got jabbed to go and play. Everybody playing. There's 400 kids playing in that game, that tournament, and they're all jabbed, double jabbed, triple jabbed. Except my daughter's only double. But my daughter saw him. She saw him come off the water. She saw him laying on the ground with holding his arm like this. She thought it must be a shoulder injury, but he wasn't actually playing at the time. He was sitting back, so he didn't have the ball or anything. And he came off, and he's laying on the ground, sobbing. Apparently, this big, bulky, 110 kilo boy on the ground, holding his arm in like this, and chest pains, crying in agony because it's so incredibly sore. So he's still in hospital. I don't know the latest, what it's going to be. He hasn't had COVID. They can't put it down to COVID. He's not had COVID. He has had 3 jabs. Maybe 4, I don't know. I need to find out that. So, nothing else I know except they found, I think, atropine in his blood, which shows he's had a heart attack. But who knows what the latest is. But even extreme pain, even it's just that's enough to worry you. why are we doing this to our kids? You know? So when Georgia was forced into having the jab, I sent letters of liability to all the big leagues of canoe polo, saying you can't do this. So one left, took his child out as well. One had a roaring argument with me over the phone about it, and one said to ring me that night and never did. So what are they thinking? They know they've heard from me about it. I said all the stuff about how dangerous it is for athletes. And so yeah, that's what's happening. But it's just this is a fight, you know, and people are immune to figuring out what's going on. This is a real thing, and they just don't get it. So anyway, and just before I finish, just a total different thing. Tomorrow's a meeting, VFF meeting in the normal place, 2 o'clock. Andrew Gowans, naturopath, is talking about first aid and how you can make and how you can make first aid stuff from your garden or from your kitchen cabinet and all that sort of stuff, so we can prepare, as Jackie's saying, prepare for the future. So that's film. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks, Jack.
Hi, I'm Colleen. I mainly link up with the fielding group, and I've been coming over here a little bit, but not a lot. So it's wonderful to see you all out here in the sun. So just adding to Jackie. Unfortunately, a lot of these people are blind, and something serious has to happen to someone close to them before they'll wake up. And unfortunately for us, yes, it is really frustrating, but we've just got to go with the flow and be there to support them when they do wake up. And for me, it's about having conversations with people and don't let them put you off, but listen to what they're saying. Sometimes you will pick up on something minute. Like one of my sons is car mad, and when I started mentioning about what was happening at Marsden Point, he started to listen. Now, he never said anything to me, but I know I sowed a seed, and I know he's going to start investigating what is happening up there and what is happening to the New Zealand oil industry and to our butane industry. So it's about listening really carefully for those key points that they are making, so you can then expand on it with what you know.
Yep.
It's no good going in talking about the big C and the big V or the big J and thinking that they're going to listen. The moment you mention those things, they shut off. But there's so many other little things that are happening in New Zealand behind the scenes that we need to start questioning. Yesterday I heard an ad on the radio for pregnant women to go and get a free flu shot.
Oh.
That has never ever happened in New Zealand before. It has never been available to pregnant women. So we need to keep listening for those little things and then start saying to people, why? Why is this being asked for now, or why is this being offered now? So just to give you a little bit more insight about what's happening in fielding, we've got a stall happening, a big market stall at the Colleton Hall Sunday 2 to 4. A lot of us, Jackie, have your faith renewed. There are a lot of us out there who are growing our own veggies,
Yeah.
who are getting prepared. We have amazing gardens going. There's a community garden starting up on Tānui Road. So please, look on Telegram. Look at what's happening locally in our area, not just what's happening here in Palmerston North. And so we can all support each other.
Yeah.
We all take produce to our meetings. We do a swap. We all take food and we do a swap. And if we can expand that within our larger community, then that's awesome.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
Have faith, guys. Unfortunately, I do agree that things are going to get worse. They have to get worse before they get better.
Yeah.
So have faith, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep standing out. Thank you.
I'm just going to introduce myself to everybody because now sometimes the heavens align.